Good morning, traders. This is Jay. We're going to start in a few minutes. Welcome to another Bookmap session. Over here, I'm today at the Trading Academy with Mahabir. So we're looking this morning into small caps, large caps, futures. Let's prepare. Waiting a few minutes, traders to arrive, and then we're going to start. We had a supply, then it went away. Morning, guys. Morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you have your coffee. Over here, it's already 3 p.m. Italian time. Sono andato molto vicini, so you can spot them. Over here, with a signal from c'era un pin così, poi è andato via. Insomma, volevo vedere se funziona bene o no. All right, let's start. So welcome everybody again. As every Wednesday, we have a webinar on how to trade using order flow. I'm a trader, day trader mostly. I've been scalping, but then I moved to mostly day trading. Due to for my timetable, I only trade 60 minutes per day, and I'm looking for the high value setups that my trading system is giving me. So we run a trading room. That's at Jtraderco. So if everybody wants to see us, we've been trading there since a long time. I've been trading since 1999, and in the last year, we performed almost 300% return on a trading account, share broker statements. And this year, January was a top month. We made 69K. We started February good. Some few trades in small caps. Mainly we had like some small cap short at key levels, but the majority of the performance was made only with algorithmic trading into large caps. When I say large cap, means large cap, mid caps. You can either use options or stocks. It's the same. I mean, the system works totally the same. We've been screen sharing this trading system since March 2025, and also works on futures. So you can use it on gold. You can use it on even currencies like 6E, 6B, or indexes. That's my favorite. So SNDK, or some traders who have small accounts use MNQ, MES, and others. The system performs and backs tested also for Forex or crypto, but I'm not really looking into them. So there's a lot to do already on these. Read all with a disclaimer. Remember that the past performance are not indicative for future performance. And also the educational session that we have on Wednesday are only to be treated like that. So not like an investment advice. Having said this, we're gonna run into the pre-market plan. And you can see over here how I set this morning our, let's say, profile, our template for the screen share. So you will notice something different. This is very similar and a part of what I have on my screen. And you can see the up corner up here. We have NQ and ES. I always like to run futures on range bars. It's very different than, you know, time based bars, but I think it's much more reliable. and I will explain why. So let's take, for example, for instance, okay, we have NQ over here, okay? So there will be moments like at the open where you will see candles maybe that are like so wide because there's a lot of volatility and a lot of range in that, you know, first few minutes out of the gate. While instead, if you adopt a range chart bar, okay, each bar will have the same amount of, I would say, dimension. So in this case, 50 range. And it's also good if you have thick charts. So generally you can set them, you can ask me, but generally like 133, 144, it goes a lot like 333 or 512, depends on the time frame you're trading for. But this is what I like to use. So in NQ, I like a lot of the 50 range, and on ES, I like a lot the 20 range. An example of what I'm looking, so that today, when actually traders, you will be trading, all right? So you will see exactly what I'm pointing out. So this is an example of what I'm looking. Okay, so when we have like the price getting into liquidity area, I look for the system giving me like a high win rate setup, and I then compare it to Bookmap. So you can run futures with, I prefer Rhythmic. So I always say that. A lot of traders ask me, is Rhythmic, the DX feed better? For futures, I would like Rhythmic more. I think it's a little bit more precise and more used by the majority of the brokers out there, like for data feed. So when I see this and I see the liquidity level, I want to see how it reacts, and then, you know, lower high, start like taking the trade. I want to see that the supply here over here holds. So I'm not entering once the price hits over here, but I want to see like how it rejects. And then, you know, you can run all the way down and looking for your gains. An example is happened also here this morning. So so that you can see this. So the price, you can see over here, was actually bouncing into this 7,000 area. You know, the 7,000 area is a pretty big key area. And we had over here sellers. So as soon as we get out from there, I want to join the short. We go into the demand zone. I see the demand zone holding, pushing up, taking my long. And now I'm looking over here for a possible or breakout or reversal. I'm going to wait 9 o'clock, of course, 9:30, the open. And I want to see if the price is going to hold the 7,000 and push the upside, or fake out the 7,000 and fail. We're going to join for a short play. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. Yes, same idea for NQ. And I'm going to keep over here NQ for the day and yes for the day. Passing to small caps. So we had this morning 2 plays on small caps. One was very fast. Personally, I didn't trade any small cap this morning. I was more like intent to do the pre-market plan. So I passed generally like 1 hour, very good hour, to make the pre-market plan. I just like, for me, you know, like warming up in the gym. I take my sweet long time, want everything like it's methodically planned. And I review all the systems, how they perform during the week, the month. I look at the stats, I look at the back testing. You don't have to run, sorry, in any kind of overfitting when you do this, but you're just looking at the performance of your system is like, you know, increasing, being stable, or decreasing. You're looking at many factors, win rate, you're looking at the profit factor, you're looking at risk reward ratio, you're looking at other metrics. PR effects was just like simply very fast this morning. This push came up, and you know, you have to have the scanner up to be able to cast these moves, because this came from $3.50, $4 all the way up to $8 for 100%. And then you can see over here, once we start having this fail, right, this fail over here from 550, you can see this line, right? This line is like the VWAP. As soon as we have this VWAP over there, you can start seeing like we had sellers over here. Okay, so you just look for the sellers joining, and then you take this control of the short. We just had this, and we had ELEB this morning. ELEB now really not interesting because it's fading, so more like a gap and crap. We're gonna be only looking for longs as really to be a nice push with high volume in order to have a long over here. Otherwise, this is, as I said, gap and crap, and start looking for 170 covers and lower. Let's take a look with JTrader. We're gonna over here at JTrader. And I want to just check, if we have other small caps out there that are interesting for the day. So this is the app that we built. So you can look at jtrader.com, special coupon JTrader 15. So JTrader 15 and JTrader over here. So I'm running this every single morning to look for small caps, large caps, news, stats. And I'm going to share exactly what I'm looking for. So if we look this morning over here, ELEB, okay, I'm choosing the stock because is the first major gap, okay? So sometimes we'll see over here gaps like, 100%, 200%. Of course, those will be the ones that are going to be on my screen because the higher the gap, the better for me. And I'm looking at the metrics over here. So I'm starting looking at the volume, the change percentage, the short float, the float. And then I move to this other panel over here. So I start looking if we have any kind of dilution, because that's so much important, traders. So I'm looking always here, and I'm looking if the company over here has offering, has dilution, has cash need. The more you will see, okay, these offering risk high, dilution high, and warrants, okay, you want to see ideally, the more I'm inclined to short this. If also this has history over here of dumping on day one. So some sort of asked me what stats I use over here. So I'm looking for very, very easy. I don't make over here any kind of, I would say, very in-depth filtering of the small caps in this case, and then we're going to go into the large caps because I want to look for the major metrics. And I mean 30% gap, looking for stocks that at least have traded at least 1 million volume in premarket because you need at least some liquidity. And then of course we're looking only to small caps now. Over here you will see large caps soon. And I'm looking at this stats, this stats in particular. So I'm looking for how many times the stock, you can see on gap days, closed above the open and closed below the open. This gives me a reference, and in this case it's very, very high. So we have like almost 92% fading on day one. What does it mean? It means that every single time this stock, like, gap, so let's say this is the gap open, it maybe popped over here. You can see over here, average spike 12%. So that means from the open to this high, it moved something like 12% and then faded, okay? So we have over here on 12 gaps, we have 11 times this fade on day one. And that is the reason why this morning we're looking for some, I would say, the best setup entry short on display, okay? Very good over here from Peter this morning from Mervin, because they have shorted these stocks, while me, I was just like, looking at the stats, helping traders in the room. But these are solid plays. I mean, like when the price gets over here to 270, you start looking over here, the tape or the flow, and then we're looking for the fill. If you want to see how we use small caps Bookmap, okay, so how Bookmap is helpful in the way you read, okay, the price action and the correct moment, or to long or to short, I invite you to watch on YouTube. So we have a big library on live trading session on small caps, so both under Bookmap, both under my YouTube channel, okay, JTrader. So go check it out, and you can actually learn something very good. So this is the first thing I do in small caps every single morning. And then, something like 10-15 minutes before the open, because these change very fast, I start like scanning very fast and looking what other possible stocks are going to be there for the open. And this morning, I mean, we don't have any major plays. I mean, we have traded in the past SOPA. So when I see these names, IDEA, SOPA, I know that they could be in playing PRFX, soon as STIM, ELEB. These are all stocks we've traded in the past. So they have an history with us, or we're trading small caps in general. But unless I see some kind of high activity in terms of volume and in terms of extension, I'm not going to have them right now in my plan because I'm not interested. Check this over here, please, yes. Bear, and check these two over here. Yeah. If they stay and we have an actual short play. The next step, so everything is clear over here. Traders just like, reach out, feel free to ask me questions. Remember guys, we're running over here on YouTube. So I know this is funny, but put over here like for YouTube and Bookmap, and also write something in the description. This really helps over here the algorithm. So we really appreciate this, especially for the Bookmap guys like Dan, Bruce, and others that are working very, very good to give you the best possible, I would say, knowledge and information over here. Okay, so props to those guys. Now, looking into large caps, right away when I see this morning, my attention went to BRT because of stock that I traded in the past, SNDK because another stock that is widely active and liquid these weeks, and SHOP. So SHOP, I've traded a lot of these gappers, but we have to modify over here, of course, the stats. Remember, the SHOP is up 12%, okay? So I'm gonna write over here for everybody, SHOP. Why we're looking to this. And this is gonna be my main watch for what concerns large caps. So I have to modify over here if I wanna see what's happened in the history, because remember, we were looking at stocks that have gap above 30% in the past 3 years or 14 years like we put over here. But large caps are totally different than small caps. So hardly you'll see stocks that are gapping up 30%. Therefore, I invite you to look for large cap over here next to trade, and it's just enough over here, 5% gap. So I put over here, apply, and now you will see total different metrics. So you will see over here something like 185 gaps with an average high of daytime 2 p.m. So that means that for the majority of the day, these stocks will try to push, okay? These kind of stocks that have the same metric will try to push, and they close green on the day. So above the open level, okay? I can go over here also on recents and start looking at what the price action actually was the day, and I just go into a visual of the day. We can even modify this if I want, and I can put over here, we'll put over here one more. So we'll put over here, for example, 10%, because for example, today it's up 10% over here, SHOP, and you can see that 5 times out of 6, okay, it closed above the open, and the average half day time was 11 o'clock. So let's check. You can do this. You can start checking all of these. I can look at this day. You can see that open, okay, it popped, it failed. Actually, this is the 6th of May. Oh, sorry, we're looking at this, pardon, the 12th. So it popped, so you can see that this was the open, popped, it failed, so it gives the first a short play, and then they start buying the dip, okay? Let's also check this day. So another gap day, you can see over here it's a dip and pop. Let's see over here, it's 2024, just another one. So open, dip, and push. So we can see that this one, it was $60. So it likes more to open, dip, and push, but we have always to be careful because we can have a liquidity trap to the upside and then pop and fill. But they like generally to dip and push, dip and push. So it's a very good stock to keep an eye this morning. So SHOP, I'll be looking for any kind of dip and push at the gate. So we're going to soon review the chart together. I'm going to explain you, and you're going to see exactly our algorithms like triggering the signal if we will have the setup to trade. Now, next one we have over here, BRT. So Anybody who's trader here, VRT. So remember, guys, why this is up. Earning plays. Okay. Um, Outlook tops estimate as record back testing. Backlog signals another year of strong growth. And I go over here, also check the stats. We have over here that this time 5 out of 7 faded on day one, but we're still 1 hour, actually 2 hours almost of push before this ends and close below the open. We have MU. So MU is a stock that we trade almost every single day. Micron Electronics. We have a big, strong 404 liquidity area. So before, looking for that big breakout, we have to look over here if they actually start dipping into the 390, start holding 390, and then push back up. So we're going to buy on the way up. And then remember, 444 could be a fake out and fail. And then SNDK. SNDK, as I said, is a stock that is very high liquid lately. Is a major gap this morning, about 5%. This stock, if we break over here, the 580 has really like legs to go 600. So SNDK, definitely on watch. If we hold, dip at open, push 580, then 600. Okay. The other one is MU, as we said. The other one is shop. And the other one is over here, VRT. We have also over here HNGE. So we look this thing together. It's a 2 billion company. We don't have that high volume this morning. Volume over here is like 250K. So it's very thinly traded. Could be good at the gate if the liquidity gets in. But every single time that you will see traders that the volume is not there, what happens? It happens simply that you will simply trade with a lot of spread, and that is not really a very good way, okay, to trade, because you're going to incur probably occur in some kind of problems if you have to stop out. So you have a lot of spread, and trust me, these can give you some bad losses. Okay, so you want to trade only like stocks with a very low spread. Okay, so small caps, we have over here ELEB. If this is gonna be in, in our plan, we're gonna alert it. But generally, I want to see this on an extension play, so at least less than 260, 270. I'm not gonna trade it. Let's pass over here, and I already prepared. You can see Bookmap. Okay, I already prepared Tesla. Because I was explaining why today Tesla is on our watch list. We have over here MU, so MU Micron Electronics, and we just explained why we're looking at this. Actually, one of the reasons is because this is a major gapper. It's a stock we have a very good feeling with. This works very good. We have also VRT explaining right now. This is one of the major gapper this morning. Shop over here, we have earnings. So chart settings, I want to inherit over here from Tesla. There we go. So we have also over here shop, and then also a few others were going to be very interesting. Now let's go into the this morning. Okay, let's start looking at, first of all, the one that we said we'll be watching. I'm sorry. So this is just like, the preparation that I do every single morning, but I start doing this like very early, around 7 o'clock. And then I revisit the plan that I do 7 o'clock around 8 again, and then around 9 o'clock, because, the price action can actually change. Shop, as we said, has majority of these plays, 90% plus, that likes to hold a dip. So we have over here support around 138. If it holds this dip, I'm looking for a break of 144, 147, and target 150. If it fails over here, 137, 138, let it go down. It's probably going to hit the 130. You can see that already we have these spikes over here. So these spikes into the 144, 145 are telling us one thing, that actually the price, each time it gets over here, has sellers, okay? So sellers means that there is like some kind of liquidity that they're like dumping, diluting at those levels. The next one, there we go. The next one is VRT. As we said, VRT. So you can actually see over here how this works. So we had this major breakout over here. You can see this long time accumulation at 190, actually 170 to 199, 200. Break over here, cup pattern in this morning over here with the news all the way up. So it actually made over here more than 10% of this push. BRT, we're going to see if it holds over here 224 or 228, the two major support levels. If we hold, we're going to look for a long play. If instead we fail the 224, forget about it, it's going to be a fail, okay? Let's go into Tesla. So very interesting Tesla, how it moves. Few things to explain to newbies. If you're trading something like Tesla, it's very, very volatile, very liquid at the gate. The win rate that we have on Tesla is like, I would say, I want to use a word, but actually, it's above 70% win rate for more than 3 hour profit. You can see over here, you know, everything that we have and doesn't repay. So we had a short this day. We had over here short this day and stop. Short this day's win, short win over here, break even day, long day, long day, long day. And this morning we're actually going to look for a dip to 424, 425. And then if we have a signal over here, we're going to trigger long signal. We need to break this 428. If we break 428, then directly to the 440. Okay, so we have two major plans. I'm going to try to show you in the best way possible. So I want to see this play over here. And if we have exactly this price action, that's going to be my trigger. Okay, we need to break this level over here, liquidity. So if we break this level, then we're going to go 440. Bookmap will be a very important clue over here. Thank you. Start looking over there perché c'è il triangolo. A clue over here for seeing over here we have liquidity offers, as I believe there are going to be. If we're gonna break and push, so we can add even over here partial. So over here we'll get like 60 to 70%, adding over here another 30 to 40% looking for that push. Vice versa, okay, often you will see that instead the market has a little bit dip, it pops over here, so it breaks the 428 just to trap a lot of traders. So if we get the long and then we start having, you know, this fail, we go now over here, reverse, okay? So once it pushes up and fails, we're gonna reverse over here our position from long to short, and then we're gonna look for the first liquidity area and the second liquidity area. And this, it does a lot of times. So these are called sweeps. So you can also the sweep indicator that you have on Bookmap. But for example, I recall this day over here and this day over here, it made it both 2 days in a row. It was actually trying to make it over here yesterday, but over here was a very clear breakdown. You can see reclaim of the demand zone, and this gave a long. Over here again, you can see the liquidity sweep, push back up, and boom, this gave a long. So that over here is a long, that is over here is a long, that is over here is a long. So remember, we could have this dip, and I'm looking for that dip over here. If we're gonna hold that, okay, I'm gonna long play over here, and I'm gonna look for the upside. But vice versa, if we have over here liquidity trap, just like we had this day, you see over here this day, guys, first gave a long play over here, okay, that's institutional buying over here. Came over here, and then the major seller after the liquidity trap fake out, that's another fake out over here, liquidity trap, and then you get short all the way down over here, and you ride it until all these bars are red, okay? So that's how you're looking to spot the A+ setups when you're looking at something like Tesla, okay? The other one that a lot of you are watching this morning is MU. So it's actually in a consolidation play, I would say range. So what it did over here, so you can see that once we had this push, okay, we had a long play over here, got to the supply area, doesn't repaint over here with the supply area, this light blue doesn't repaint. That's a short play we had, that's a short play we had. And then over here, you can see that we formed a base. That's a long play we had. You can see over here, it's a green bubble. Another long play over here, another long play over here, but it's in consolidation, okay? So it's not really moving anywhere. So before taking any kind of long over here, I want to see this. So I wait for a breakout this morning and I want to buy once we form a base above 400. Otherwise, there's no like chance I'm going to step into this. The B plan is we fake out the 400. It's going to trap everybody else. 404, boom, dump. Okay, so start looking for those liquidity traps as, especially in futures, more than stocks. We have big tests of the last 5 years on this. Okay, so the stats are 2020, 2025, not considering 2026. But we saw for SNDK that more than 64, I think was like 64, 65%. I don't recall like perfectly another percentage, but the majority of the plays are not trend following, are actually mid reversal play liquidity trap sweeps. And they were like almost 4-hour return average. Okay, so you really fighting often if you just want to, break out long. Well, instead, a lot of the best plays are short over here, very low risk, and then you take all the unwind till here. Got it? Give me a yes, guys. Give me a like if you understood this. My beer, yeah, understood. I know. Okay, so that's the plan. What I mean, the last one. Some guys asked me over here this morning about AMD. So, and then we're gonna look on Bookmap this. So it's a very good stock. AMD. I don't know if everybody trades. Thanks, Jay. So explaining what's happening over here. Okay, just look at this morning. 3 days in a row we had longs. So this was on Friday, long in the demand zone. You see the sweep over here, long over here, and yesterday gave us a long and break even scratch. So 3 long plays. But if you look at all this, looks like a major cap formation, right? So look over here, Jay. If we have this morning this breakout, this could be our play where I'm gonna load over here 220 to 22 long. And that's going to be my A+ setup. I want to see Bookmap, dots coming up, speed up, increasing of the tape. But remember that often, like just over here, you're looking for the breakout, 2 major liquidity trap, boom, dump, sweep. Okay? So always like over here, just look over here, guys. Always. This day over here was incredible breakout. Yeah, like everybody wants to buy over here. Oh, wow, I want to buy over here. It goes up like 4 points. So you think I have the biggest long over here in my life. And then boom, dumps like 3 times the long you took. So be careful when you buy. Don't buy every breakouts over here. Or you buy as soon as we have in the approach of that breakout. Or you simply wait the break, wait for a base, and then you take the long play. Okay, don't anticipate the plays, guys. Make sense? All right, so yeah, and I'm gonna run over here something like this. So MD plays and everything, but for now, oh, what I did, yeah. For now, we're gonna keep this over here up. We have futures also over here up, but I think I'm gonna run the plays over here. So we're gonna close this for now. I'm gonna run over here futures not in the range, and I'm gonna run this pretty big. Want to see and make understand how to use Bookmap, and we're gonna keep this probably like this, I believe. Let's see, or maybe like this. Okay. Bim. All right, guys, we're ready. Open. Let's see the market, how it goes. Yep, I will share also yes levels as well. Don't worry. So I'm watching over here now, shop. Remember what we have on shop. We want to see if this holds over here the support. Long play on yes. Long play on Tesla. So we want to see over here follow through on yes and Tesla. And Q as well. So you can see the right away cup pattern over here. Very big, strong 428, 429 breakout. So that's our breakout play long over here, guys. You can see Tesla right away going. And Q over here, still fighting for that play, but we should have a good long play, is making it under over. Big liquidity 432. So cut over here 30% at 431 and 50. Out 30%. All over here is automated. So I'm just following my algorithm system and using Bookmap for guiding me in the plays, okay? So you can see Tesla play over here, pretty strong. Yes, over here, the long play, as soon as you see those green bubbles, okay, that's looking for the institutional players only. So remember yesterday we had this play long over here on Tesla. This morning, the long play over here. Now, what happens? Once you're long over here, we're going to put a stop at 428 and 50, okay? So 428.50, break even, reason to get out in case of reversal, okay? If we lose 430, take out another 30%, so you're going to hold the last 30%. Yes, over here is trying to push, so we're looking into futures as well. You can see this is the open on yes, dip over here, pop, long as soon as you have this 7,005, now 7,010. We can look into these plays always, even with the lower time frame, and I would say, as I said before, range bars, okay? So you can see over here now, we have a little bit leg down, but it's still strong. Let's see if it can actually hold this 7,006, 7,005. That's our dip. Okay, so yes as well. Gonna go back over here. So Tesla 433 new highs, that's good. AMD liquidity trap. Oklo dump. Shop dump over here. VRT guys, it had a push into the liquidity and then fail. So we are on ES and NQ, sorry, ES and Tesla. Remember guys, if you don't trade ES, you can even trade like MES, or you can even trade like, for example, SPY, okay? So 435, take another 30% off on Tesla, so major gain over here. Yes, we're gonna risk the 7004, which is our break even. NQ setting up over here for a short play, you can see that. VRT over here, push. So break on VRT with a 240 long play. Where? Okay. Okay. VRT now 244. Look for 245 and 250 target. The risk is 240. Yes, all out. 7004 break even. So we have over here now a confirm long on Tesla, confirm long on VRT. Remember the gap up of this morning. And look how we're breaking this liquidity areas over here at 435, got to the 436, but there's still like big push to upside. So yes, and in Q, FFT reversal play short. Oklahoma beer tells me big dump over here. So yes, to confirm short over here. You can see the bubble became red. We're gonna hold over here, guys, only VRT, maximum risk 240 break even, and Tesla over here 435. We want to see a base above 435 and then push to the 440. So for now, it's just below 435. I'm going to share also after a few things over here on this. Okay, 247 VRT. sell 50% VRT. Very good call. VRT this morning, we had it in plan for an underover. Sick play, sick guys play. Amazing. And over here, Bookmap on VRT. It's not a stock that I will trade every single day, but just when as data. And again, you can see our cup pattern. Volume came over here. You can see the big bubble over here, buying, buyers, 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 for 240, 245. Now 250 is still going, boom. Just need this, guys. You just need this, one or two good plays. So we have this morning, VRT, long, Tesla, long, and both wins. ES, we had a long break even, and then reverse to short. So when I was saying, guys, that we like to use the 5 and 1 is for this reason. So before ES over here with a long play, it came over here. You see this institutional dump at the close of the bar. You take the short play. The 1 minute over here, it's not this, the one, sorry. Okay, the 1 minute over here also confirms we need to have other parameters for the one. So stay in all the way down, yes. Stay all the way down over here in NQ if you're in. I'm not on NQ. Just on VRT, Tesla, and yes, short. So shop over here failed. So you can see big dump. Not interested anymore in the shop. We're not going to take into consideration. MU. I know that some traders over here were in MU this morning. So we are in the plan. I'm going to share what happened. MU over here, guys, you can see the long play very, very fast the gate. This was boom, up like, you know, a couple of seconds, went up 12 points. 5 for 1 minute confirming. So you can see over here two things. So that is where we had the long. Okay. So you see when it starts the green over here, this is the long play here, exactly here. This is the long, and that's the target. So that's the sell that came at 411. So you get the long 396. Has to be automated or it has to be very fast from you taking the trade. And then you push. We got over here 408 on Bookmap. Take the 408, heat map, sellers in, boom, dump. Okay, so this is now reverses, not anymore long. You just took a profit, 5-10 minutes in and out. I'm able to do this because everything that I'm doing, it's just like processing my system. I don't have to do anything anymore over here. That's the concept of automated trading, algorithmic trading, and not being any more discretionary. So let's go into the NQ and ES. I'm going to share over here the plays this morning on ES as well. SPY is the same exact thing. So if you're looking to trade ES, you can either trade this on SPY. I'm going to put it here, SPY 2 seconds, so you can watch it. There we go. So you can see over here the liquidity trap, fake out of this level, boom, dump. Okay, guys. Tesla out all. So we had a major trade on Tesla, VRT out all. Major trade on VRT. And now looking to trade SPY. SPY target 692. TP SPY 692. The same thing you want to have on ES. You're going to look for this major demand zone all the way down over here to 69.54. Okay, so ES 69.54. You short at 7002 or 7004 or 7000. 7000, yes. Keep the stop break even, let it go. Big sellers in, algorithms in, institutional dumping. No reason over here to cut your position. Take only a small 25-30% in case this reverses, and then let it go. That's all the team over here. Okay. So VRT ran 10 points. Tesla over here ran 10 points. And now we're up over here almost 10 points on ES. That's the only thing you have to do for the morning. Boom, done. Got it. So I love what David did. So if you want to see for real traders, David is going to be the next, I would say, 7-figure traders. I'm very sure about him. The only thing he has to fix is two things. One, the diet. The second thing is the emotion sometimes. But when he trades good, that's the time you have to have. You see over here, you bought 428 and 56, sold at 432, 435. That's a major, big, strong play. Very proud of you, brother. Beautiful trade. Don't be scared over here for this hold of the JLines from ES and NQ. We're still holding the short play. You don't have over here to get, any kind of scared. If you have the break even, get out, but don't downsize your position, because often you will see like these small plays bouncing back up, maybe like even some big buyer. But if you have over here the not the course, but the analytical, I would say, ability to keep, I would say, keep your emotion to zero. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Free of emotion. Okay. Or emotionless. Then once this is not going to reclaim 7,000 and going to fill over here the 6990, you will have the trade of your life, or the trade of your week or your day. But the point is, hold until you see the setup. You see over here, guys? Yes, over here was pushing, right? It was almost 7,000. Now back 6993. Now we don't have over here any, certainty. This is going to go definitely at 6950. But that's our play, and we're managing to take the play because we're having odds by our side based on statistical play and statistical back testing. All right? Thank you, brother. I appreciate. So this blue band that you see, it's what we call the JLines. It's essentially, it's not a secret. It's actually taken from Fibonacci, but it's just like a 14 and 18 EMA on a 5-minute chart and a 7289 on a 1-minute chart. That 89 is an expansion number of Fibonacci, okay? So 5, 13, 21, 34, 55, 39, 140, and so on. So you will see that I really did a back test on this back in the years. That 89 will often, it seems like, that stupid thing, but it's going to be working better than VWAP. I did million times of back testing this stuff, so I'm really knowing what I'm talking about. Try it, tell me, and come back to me if you want some hits. I made a free video for you on YouTube at JTrader, so check it out, and it's going to tell you so many things about it. Right? So I'm going to go over here also. Some trader asked me how to have conviction in the majority of these plays, right? And it's not easy, but it's also not hard to look into these plays. So we're going to take Tesla 1 second. Let me put it here. I'm going to put it at the 1 minute. So I'm going to keep it very, very simple over here, guys. So the long play on Tesla. And over here, we can see the liquidity trap. So a lot of you asked me, Jay, how can we trade, before the open? So I want to go over here and share with you something that I think is gonna explain you the main reason why to use Bookmap. So this is Microsoft, okay? It's one of the major 7 stocks that we trade. I mean, that we generally trade, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Tesla, all of these. So we were talking before that when a stock has actually, a key level, right, like this, right, and it pops sometimes, you look for a breakout. Instead, what it does, fake breakout, and then it dumps. And over here, you're trapped long. And then over here, I would say the institutionals, the smart money, are playing the game and they're making money dumping on you, or they're reversing and shorting the position. So on Bookmap, you see things so clear. Just before the open, this is just like 2 minutes before the open. This is the liquidity level. You can see over here 418. Okay, you see that 418. And once the price sits at 418, it rejects. And it rejects over here, guys, in the 2 minutes before the open, this area. So you can see that we have like a rounded cup. Okay, this is the cup pattern. This is a rounded cup. So to the downside, this is a bearish cup. So once we fill over here and then we have the open, you can see that we break the support level, which is this. This is the major support level. Once we break that, you can see over here the red dot, that institutional play. All over here, you can see the majority of the dots on Bookmap are red. Stay all the way in. We have over here 2 algos signaling the trade. The first algo is over here. So that entry will be exactly into this panel. And then the second entry, you can see also over here, will give you the entry. And the target is going to be with X or the end of this green. So the end of this green, I know it seems like crazy, but that's going to be the last target for the day. So we may have 404, maybe this is going to go up, but I'm going to follow simply my system. So when this is going to give me an X, now I'm not in on MSFT, I didn't have my system to trade, but when this is going to have an X or is going to go back over here to this red, that's going to be the exit. Okay, just that you know this, I want that you're able to read what we're doing. So you can see over here, liquidity, sell, this is the 1 minute, this is the 2 minutes, this is the 5. Everything is aligned, it's everything the same. You have to stay with the trade, okay? Stay with the trade. So this, for example, was yesterday. You can see it gave over here a long play. So you're looking to take a long exactly over here, came up over here, you have like 3 points, goes down, boom, out and break even. That's the exit you have to look for, that X. Got it. Now, going back to Tesla. They don't want to dump. And I see this morning over here, the price action has been like very, very strong. There we go. They don't want to dump it. You see that, guys? They don't want to dump it. They just don't. They're actually looking for the pushed upside. And they just don't want to dump it. All right. So, okay. Some traders over here are on a difficulty, so I will help them. Somebody took over here Oklo. I'm going to explain Oklo 2 seconds. So the trade over here got long on Oklo, and I will explain, not 2020, I will explain exactly what not to do, okay? So there we go. So this is Oklo, guys, on a 1 minute chart. Okay, you can see this. And this liquidity area, you see this blue, okay? That's there from yesterday. And this morning, once we opened, we didn't press, this is a 1 minute chart, we didn't press over here any kind of green. This was right away red. Don't anticipate the longs, okay? Even if we are near the breakout, it doesn't break, doesn't show over here the green. We can actually break it down, I don't know, over here, 15-second chart maybe. And we don't have anything over here. It's just like dumps. You see over here, only like major sellers. We don't have any kind of like institutional buyers over there. So don't anticipate the longs, please. Okay? As like of now, we're getting up here to a major support. Don't actually buy because you see the support. Don't anticipate. Back to ES, I think over here. Traders asked me over here of ES, so we're going to go into that. Close this. So yes, got to 704 and then back the rejection. So twice. So Tesla stay there. I'm actually out of Tesla. I'm not trading Tesla right now. I had a position short on ES, got out break even because we got the break even, and that's fine for me. I didn't re-enter, so I'm out. So we had 2 wins on Tesla and BRT. 1 break even on the long, even if it was over here like already 6 points, I could have taken profit, but that's not the system how it works. When you trade, the system doesn't get out because you think you should have. It's X and Y. So if you have like, you know, you have to go to that destination, let's say from Texas, let's say Dallas to Austin, right? You don't stop like in the middle because like that's not your plan. Maybe like your relatives are waiting for you in Austin, so you have to wait for that destination. The same thing over here. If that's not my target, I'm not exiting, let's say on the long over here at 712 only because I think I should have. That's not how the system works. Okay, and that's why the humans are always going to be like failing against machines. This seems like, you know, more like Rise of the Terminators, but it's just like things like that, guys. Now, what to do on yes? Wait, don't trade over here in the middle of the range. There's no plan. Wait for the trade, wait for the pattern. I will call if we have some alerts and we'll explain it. I want that you instead look how Bookmap over here is useful in this. So why the long on Tesla? So why David over here? He killed over here the long, okay? And he didn't do something like, you know, wow, what? That's exactly executing the system. But why? Once we have the open over here on Tesla, this is Tesla, okay? They show you a red bubble. So everybody's saying, oh, they're selling. No, doesn't mean that. Don't look at the color in this case of those bubbles on Bookmap. It doesn't mean they're actually going to dump it. So imagine only that the bigger the dot, it's the bigger the size traded. Okay. So in this case, look how it reacts. This is the support, 428. They're actually having this big dot, but it's not like breaking down. It's actually holding a support. And how you look at that? Well, if we would break the support over here, you will need to see this, and then you will short, right? And over here, you will need to see a pop, and look what happens instead. You have this break. So it actually gives you the long play over here for the upside. And it's continuing to do that over here again, and again over here, and then over here, okay, it comes the liquidity trap. So we have over here the breakout, the breakout, the breakout, and only after that you see the reaction from the breakout over here, that's a fake out, and then you can get, you know, or out of your position or get in short if you want to get. So guys, it's very, very necessary for you to understand this. Now, looking at this tape or looking at this flow, okay, I call it tape. It's not actually totally correct. Tape is more like a level 2. Over here, this I call it always like level 3 because you see the depth of the market. But I actually can see that this was the resistance, right? That held the day. And now we have 1, 2, 3 times the price held over here below this 436. So what happens over here? Looks like triple top. There's a major liquidity area. So here we have 2 plays. Or we break over here, we fail 432, and this is going to unwind. Or they're going to try to hold. And if we see buyers, that's going to act like a major magnet where the price is going to be attracted to it, and the price is going to push into this area to get filled. So they don't actually only think, oh, we have over here a huge amount of supply, then they're going to dump it. It actually, you need to see how the price reacts at key levels. The price over here came to this major liquidity area and rejected. So once you start seeing over here this high rejection, lower high rejection, then you can start looking for a short play from here. But don't think over here, oh, we actually over here are going to have a short because this is a big heat map. No, you have to have some kind of confirmation like a lower high. So over here we have the support. How many times it will do like this on purpose? Break the support and then push the back up. And you're going to say, oh, another trade loss that I had. Don't do that. Don't short a breakdown. Wait more a breakdown, wait for a pullback, and then you take the short play. Okay? That's how smart traders or professional traders trade. Okay? This morning, VRT was a very clean setup. And it was just straight up. Because this was more like a news. We had VRT and Shop. Shop didn't do this. But you can see how fluent, how straight this went back up. Okay, so you will see often that stocks that are not liking the major rather for, I would say, every day, just like Shop, just like VRT, just like others, they will actually be more simple to trade. Don't get me wrong, it's still like, you know, hard to trade, but the plays that you will see over here, they will have like some less manipulation because they have like, you know, an agenda for the day. The agenda is to bring this higher. The agenda is over here to push this from 230 to 250, and possibly over here, if we're going to hold over here now 240, 245, it's going to go probably to 60 to 70 today. So we got all out over here, but it's still wrong because this is still like an active trade. I just want over here that in screenshot of Bookmap, like you still lock in some profits for the day so that you can say, okay, I did something today. Even, you know, I traded like 50 shares, 100 shares, but I still like learned something. I did something and I understood how to use the order flow. That's a major point. Okay. So now getting back over here to NQ. I know some traders over here are trading in Q mostly, or Qs. So look how this reacts. I'm going to explain very, very quick. 8:30, we had the dot. Long play over here. 8:30, push. Still buyers. Major area. Liquidity trap. See over here, liquidity trap. Pop. Boom. Fail. Push over here again to the open level area. New seller in and dump. Come ti pare questo qui, madre? Questo ha lavorato, Spy?
Sì.
Dimmi.
All'inizio è andata via il roso, poi è venuto, poi è andata via.
Qui?
Sì.
Quale è andato via? Questo qui?
Il quadrato, il rettangolo.
Questo qui?
No.
Quale? Questo qua?
L'aria.
Ah, ok. È andato via, ok. Ok.
Vale,
Perché noi dobbiamo vedere sempre questo con conferma di questo qua.
Sì.
Okay, sorry guys, I'm just like reviewing some things with my beer. So glad for you if you learn Italian as well. Small caps, feel free to alert if you see anything. You will, pardonnez-moi, if I'm having a gum. I'm gonna go over here one thing. So PLTR dumping, yeah, Google as well. We're gonna review Google, buddy. Spy, Microsoft, everything is dumping, yep. Okay, we're gonna go back over here at Tesla soon to see how now rejected. So they broke this area. I'm gonna explain a few other things over here. I'm reading the questions. Guys, if you have questions, feel free to reach out. Also, want to type something in the description. That's gonna be helpful for everybody. Sorry, in the comments. Sorry. Okay, so let's explain over here a few things over here, how the prices actually moves. All right, so we have this. All right, so let's go back to our lesson and explaining how you can trade these. So for who doesn't know, and we're gonna look at PLTR. Mike, are you in PLTR? So we took about 2 years to create this This module is an algorithm system. So you can see here this morning, this PLTR. Okay, so Mike is on option puts. That's good, buddy. Okay, this is the option. Sorry, this is the PLTR. So PLTR is one of the most volatile stocks to trade. Is Palantir. This is the open over here, exactly at this point. This is a 1 minute chart. So the first thing that you have to, and then we'll go on sooner, buddy. This is the way that you have to read the chart, okay? So everything that happens before, okay, before the open, trace the pre-market high and trace your pre-market low. Okay, so that's the first thing you have to do every single day. And then you trace also the previous day high and previous day low. This over here is supply area. Okay, so you have already a supply that tells you, okay, we're looking for the price or to break here and, you know, do this. So form a base over here, or price more pops over here. This acts as supply, and only when you have this rejection, you get short. Okay, so don't anticipate. Bookmap at 140 confirms this supply area. And once we have the open, you can see that we have that small rounded cup we said before. So that open over here, small rounded cup, you can see over here also we have our institutional layer algo that tells me short to play. You can add short over here, and now it's getting to the target. Major 135, you can see that we have the confirmation. So that is your short play, and that's what is called reversal play or institutional play. So if we get over here, Microsoft is actually the same thing, okay? If we get over here, Oklo is actually the same thing. If we get over here, SPY, it's actually the same thing. It looks SPY. We had first the buyers, remember over here before SPY, we had the buyers, boom, then the sellers. If you look over here, yes, it's exactly the same thing. So you add over here, you can see buyers over here, we got the long play, sellers, and then sellers again. So look over here, Biki. So once we had this play, this is a short we took, 7,002, you know, when it was fading. We are over here like 10 points. And I said, use a stop break even 7,000, 7,002. Into that supply area, we form another big seller. And then you can see the seller joining again over here. This is the one we're in the chart, but it works like even on the 2 or on the like range charts. And then you have the dump, okay? So just to make you understand the process on these. Yeah, on Tesla, we had this supply and fail. Exactly. All right. So push, fail, does unwinding now, and it's probably going to go 423. Let's see over here. Sooner looking like a gap and extension. Would you wait for the 250 fakeout to short? Okay, 1 second, buddy. I have to put over here the small cap. Every single one is different. So the parameters you will have in small caps are different for futures or anything else. So Suna already have a short, but let's see the system. So the system gave a long over here at 190. Over here is with an end over. Just the long play. Came up 235, already failing, so I'm not looking for any other trade. No. Go back over here. So Tesla and unwinding. Pretty good. And CMU. MU is just like holding over here the open level. Microsoft dumping hard. It's gonna go 405. So over here, Julian is looking for a gap fill. I agree, buddy, with thank you. Next target 25 240 and then 25 150. Yeah, you see supply came over here and gave the trigger. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Okay, let's continue to ride it with Tesla. Some guys over here were with Tesla. So right in this stick. All right. No, I'm not in anymore. Only took the first 3 trades. System played. Those were the A plus setups. Okay, now if we are looking for a target, okay. So I hope you're sure, guys. We're looking for a target 420 over here. I have 423 as first main target here. So decent amount of demand zone. Then over here in Bookmap, we have 420. So this line over here, this level over here, which is pretty good level, dip yesterday. And then over here, we see where we had buyers over here, 417s. So that's good. So pretty big fail. Yeah. Mike's is saying actually something very smart. The 420 I see in Bookmap, is that actually a magnet? Yes. I would actually say first 423, but then, yeah, the major liquidity is stacked at 420. So that's a major magnet. So it's like a tracking a price, guys. So when you're like in a short and you see that heat map far, that's gonna like, give you a target where to cover or where to look possibly for a reversal play. Okay, sooner nothing over here. So, well, if you have other small caps coming in, please alert. Okay, we're gonna go back, guys, to our play over here. So we have AMD, VRT, we have the long over here, now fading. Tesla, we have the long. Yes, over here, the short play, and here, the short play. MU with a long play, PLTR, the short play. Local over here with a short play. Up here.
Yeah.
Questo qui non sì. So we have Tesla. Tesla Spy, Google Local, PLTR, all the stocks that I'm watching. Microsoft. Yes, and Q all fading. More selling pressure on Tesla. See over here that we have the small heat map 426, 425. They're just like, breaking them down like from the 430, 428. So this is like a good descending pattern. Yes, dumping big. Once we fill over here all the JLines, we're getting to the target for 69.53, 69.52. So watch for that. Non chiude la porta, sto fermo. Google to the major target, Spy to the major target, Tesla over here, dumping Microsoft to the major target. Yes, it's getting there. There we go. Dumping now seriously. Look the market from the fake out. Major target, yes. Major target coming over here in Q. PLTR, Oklo. Let's put over here Microsoft. You're going to the major level. Big selling pressure. Tesla TP 423. Nice big solid day. So just before the open, I'm gonna go back and review with you a few things. Let's put it here. Thank you. All right, so just before the open, we were actually looking for what the market is doing, right? So we said we have a support. If you want to look for a breakdown and to short the breakdown, wait for this less, okay, sorry, this. It means that we have like breakdown, then reclaim, just like this day. See it here, fail, reclaim. This was in Q, a good long play. If we instead we have a breakout, so market pushes, makes a resistance, we pop, we don't long over here, we want to see this. But if we have instead breakout and then fail, that's called F50. Fail follow through. Once we see this over here, that's our short play. Okay. And what happens over here? We got to the target. That's all you want, guys. That's all you want. Okay, so liquidity trap, push target. So a few things, guys, as we're coming over here, almost to the end of the session. So we're gonna launch over here at Jtraderco /bots. We're gonna launch our trading system that gets from Python directly into a visualization on TradingView. So you're gonna see over here for receiving the algos and having these on subscription. These are all the back testing made, and now we're fitting. So we explain how these are made. And you can find it on jtrader.co/bots. Okay, so they're gonna be released probably next week. Second thing, you want to join the room. So you want to see the screen share every single day, looking at trades. So looking at exactly what I see. I share every day the execution of the trades, and mostly learn how to day trade. Okay, that's our major goal, how to day trade. We have scalp and swing traders, but mainly how to day trade the market, futures, large cap options. So jtrader.co. You can take a lifetime membership. You can take yearly membership or monthly. And the last thing is we're gonna have also 1 or 2 dates in the States in July 2026. We're gonna be definitely in Denver. We're gonna have like 3 days live trading over there. So we're gonna have like something good. For who's in Italy, 27th of March, I'm gonna trade for an entire day in Italy, Rimini. We have the room booked already with 300 people. So I'm gonna trade with a $500,000 account in front of everybody for a couple of hours, sharing how do algorithmic trading. You're welcome. Okay, so there's gonna be a big expo. I'm gonna be with other traders over there, and then I'm gonna have also 1 hour full trading seminar. Okay, so this is literally 27th of March 2026. You wanna come? Feel free. Well done, buddy. Well done. So we were saying one thing. Remember what I said. Back testing last 5 years on futures, the SNDK. And I said, I don't remember if it's 64, 65 was something like that. I need to go back and check the back testing, but it's like 64 point something of the times, or 4R point something, I think was 4.1 or 4.2 profit ratio or a profit factor. Yes, and NQ don't trend follow, but reversal. So remember, this we said before the open, 64, 65% since the last 5 years. Market on ES and NQ fails a breakout or a breakdown, and then they reverse. When they reverse, you have a risk of 1, and the target is like 4.1, 4.2. This from 2020 to 2025. Okay. Yeah, European markets are trash, bro. I was trading Italian stocks with twice in trading. Michele Pattern and the guys, 99 till 2004. But then 2003 already I was starting to trade futures because European markets are generally junk. And also all other markets, I didn't like them much. I think that the majority of the profitability you can have is like on options. That's what I was using mainly. So whenever we have these trades over here, let's say on Tesla or on let's say SPY or on like Microsoft, try to prefer guys options. So if you need help on options, reach out to me. You can take a course with me, come to the trading academy here with me, and trade together, or you use futures. So being that you use like MNQ or NQ or whatever, those are the best tools, vehicles to make money fast, or I would say to have a big percentage of return despite the size of your account. If you have a bigger account, a couple of million, you can trade even stocks, but it's always good like to have a partial in stocks or partial in options. I think it's a very good way to manage and mitigate risk. And also it's nice when you have, returns like NQ, sorry, returns like Tesla. You choose Tesla over here this morning and you go actually in options over here. So you do this. It's just like, easy way to see it. And this morning we start looking for the 420 puts, and you start seeing over here. Wait, then choose the right one. Sorry. That's the options over here, Tesla, February. Okay. So strike over here, we have the 425. Stay a little bit more in the money if you can. So price went from 0.50 to 150. Actually, this is the moment that Tesla start like dumping, or if you start like looking at let's say SPY, look at the options, start looking at this morning. So SPY this morning we were looking at 693, 694. So you start looking at this, and you start looking at the option went from 0.50, 0.40 until like 140, 150. So don't trade a chart, okay, of option. Be clear. You have to trade a chart of the how it's called, of the underlying stock, or in this case the underlying ETF. But then instead of purchasing, okay, or in this case shorting SPY, you buy option on SPY. Okay, so signal over here, short, boom, dump. Next target is going to be 689 on SPY, and it's going to be 6930 on ES. Okay, guys. So this is the trade on SPY. You see, we had one alert that's short. You see that how clear it is? No efforts. The only thing is, like, for me, it's impossible to, even if it's automated, have to have like, 10 tickers at the same time. But that's exactly the trade. That's exactly the entry over here. Does a repaint entry all the way down. I still don't have an exit on this. The real exit over here is going to be once we have the opposite over here, dot. Okay, so like over here, you see, that's the long play we had last time, pushed upside. This is what we had over here yesterday. So yesterday we had over here stop. This is what we had like 3 days ago, long play. This is what we had like 4 days ago, short play. This is what we had like 5 days ago, short play. This is what we had 6 days ago over here, short play in the liquidity. This is the long play over here, what we had. This is a stop. This is a short play. This is a long play. This is a long play. This over here, stop. This over here, like push was a break-even day. And then I don't remember. But the point is, once you see this liquidity area, okay, short, 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 get the short. It's always putting those two things together. So how I look also for those liquidity area, Bookmap. How I look for the structure when it happens, Bookmap. How I look for the next target over here in my system plus Bookmap. Okay, I line things together. I just like to say, make a group to make in Italy we say, can't say it, but I mean, to make a child, you need two person, right? So even over here, to make a perfect way to trade, you need more than one thing aligned. It's not only because I see the price action of or the chart pattern that the system will work or not. You need to combine the things. The two most effective things I've seen to work is supply and demand. And the supply and demand, when I say that, can be order flow, volume, footprint, volume profile, whatever. And in this case, footprint and all these tools are inside here. And Bookmap is the order flow, align things together. You have the system, very easy. You can add like, 1,000 indicators, 1,000 like, trading systems, 1,000 things to look. You look at the price, algo, that, done. And that you repeat every single day, okay? One thing, because I have a trader here that is in a bad position on Amazon, so we'll explain a few things over here if I can. Let me read. Let me 1 second. Okay, so my goal is to explain traders, how to perform better and help them in their trading. So the trade over here went long, 206 and 50, 206 and 50. Okay, so the trade over here went long at the previous day low, I believe at this point over here. Let me see for what reason. Because you saw on Bookmap a support. Okay, that's okay. Now I still didn't see over here what we had on Bookmap. Let me see 1 second. All right, so a few things over here to say. Let's see if it loads over here. Bookmap 205, 206 and 50 is over here. Okay, so I believe you were looking at maybe this dip over here. All right, so market is fading. ES and NQ are the leading guides. If ES and NQ are fading, and at least 7 major stocks, Microsoft, Nvidia, Google, Apple, Amazon, Meta, okay, they are 90% of the time, unless they have like a news the day, an earning play the day, they're following NQ or the Qs, however you want to call it. So if the market is fading that much, don't try to counter trend Amazon, okay, and follow more like the flow. The flow is really like the direction of it's like, the river follow the flow. Market is dumping, it's breaking every single support. Stay with that market until the market doesn't bounce. So here, looking at the system, we had a supply over here above 208. We had a short play over here. Second signal over here, you can see over under, give the short play exactly at 206 and 40. So we have one short over here exactly from this point. So 1208 short, second over here short. Target is gonna be, I don't know if we're gonna reach this. Target is gonna be 202. And this is the question that I receive a lot of times. Even if you have all these orange areas or red areas, these are called heat maps. That means that the liquidity is stacked over there. That means that at this level, it's not means that it's gonna reverse because somebody's trying to buy. That means that somebody is maybe covering because maybe short. That means that somebody is looking for swing trading in the next 10 months or 2 years, and it's looking this point because it did this today and he believes in the stock going up. So don't think that in the immediate time, 1 or 2 hours, 30 minutes, or half a day, this is going to be the dip point where you want to look for a buy. As we said before, align things together. So the only level over here we'll look to buy is this support over here, 203 and 50, because we have a major demand zone in this 202 zone. Okay, these are the only two levels in this chart where I will look actually to buy, to purchase. But then I have to confirm this through order flow and to my up. Otherwise, no play. Now, you may not, everybody, forget about it, write it down, screenshot, and put it like this trade you did in your areas and break down why. You can reach out to me anytime. If you need more help, take mentoring. We have a mentoring class. I follow traders every single day. And we can go from there. All right, guys. So it's 10:30. Hope you had a good time together. Yeah, my beer's telling me Tesla got to the major demand zone. Tesla. All right, yeah. 422 reached. ES over here also reached. So you got your target. Hope you have a good rest of the day. Traders in the Jtraderco room, don't go away. 5 minutes, we're gonna be for a webinar on the strategy this morning. It's gonna be a killing one, and I'm gonna wait you. See you all at Jtraderco with my beers. Love you. Thank you. Almost 6K. Good for the day.
Yeah. Fantastic.